Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Lori Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on a special project for all the dads out there. Now this is a great way to reuse some very special ties that they have. Maybe they don't use them anymore, got a little out of style, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can make something really fun and unique with it. So now you could use this idea in pillow, wall hanging, table runner, placemats, make it a whole quilt. I'm sure you can find lots of purposes, especially if it's like a memory quilt. That would be really neat for the ties. So these are just happen to be some of Pop's ties. They got a couple little stains on them, but they would still be very useful. This one's very much for fishy. I think Munchkin must have got him that. And you want to be able to use both ends, okay? So if you don't have ties, not a problem. For one, you could probably find them at the secondhand store, but you don't necessarily have to have ties for this project. You can use your Dresden plate ruler. So I have a really big one that we did a Christmas project with many years ago, and this one, which was gifted to me at the quilt shop here. And I have used both of them in this project to be able to show you what you can do. Okay, here is just a little example. So I've used both cuts as well as folded some a little bit more and a little less, and I have come up with this beautiful little project. So it's just a table runner. So, but I'm going to be making a little placemat to go with it. So, and this project here is going to be gifted to Pop's Pop when he gets to see him in before Father's Day. So, okay. So we're just going to put that off to the side. So you know what you can do even with just the Dresden ruler. There obviously is a lot less cutting and putting together with just if you have ties to use, okay? So it's the same principle. You can use both ends, okay? So let's just put these off to the side, okay? And then what I had here is just I used a strip of my fabric. I didn't even sometimes go all the way up to the top of the Dresden because I wanted it to be able to, hold on, let me move it down there, different types and different sizes of ties. You want thin, you want narrow. You can put a bolo there or something like that, even one of the zipper ties. And then you just, as you would put like a normal Dresden as a Dresden flower together, you fold it in half and then you're just going to stitch right across the top here, okay? And that's going to give you a nice point, okay? And I have a little collection going on here right now with a variety of fabrics. Now, when it comes to ties, really the wacky, the better when it comes to ties, at least in my opinion. I used to always buy Poppy the craziest, the weirdest ones, and seasonal like Homer Simpson, Christmas, all those sorts of fun stuff. So go crazy, go weird, go nuts with your fabric. This is where you can use some of that stuff. You're like, what am I going to use that for? Make it a tie, okay? So we're just going to go over to the machine here. And like I said, just do one little straight stitch, just like that. There's not a lot of sewing in this project. And it's really quick and easy. And then when it comes to trying to make that point a little bit more pronounced and not so filled up with fabric, give it a little clip, but obviously don't come too far close to the threads there or you're gonna have to start over, okay? So just, and then from here, just take your finger and poke it out, and then we're gonna give it a press. And as we press it, we want to change it so we're giving it a little fold and a press right there. So we're not giving any raw edges to this project. We're going to have it so it's just folded and tucked under. You know, a half an inch, quarter of an inch, whatever it is you want to make the thickness of your press is going to make the difference on the thickness of the tie. Okay, so let's go over here. So now you know how those are easily put together. So it's great other use for your Dresden ruler. Okay. So let's just, right here, okay. And once we give it a press, we're not going to use the whole length of it, but if you know, that's why it's not solely important to have a full length of especially the long Dresden, okay. And then from here, we're just going to fold it over and give it a press all the way down. And of course we know some's going to be trimmed off, so that's not a big deal. But we just give a little press. If you wanted to, if this isn't staying for you or you don't maybe have the means to do a heat and press at that point in time, use one of those little glue sticks that you use for like English paper piecing and do the same thing. You can just put a little glue on this side and fold it over and give a little squish, and yeah, that'll do too. Okay. Give it a little fold over. All right. Okay. So as we get all those done for all of them, okay, we're going to lay them out. So I have some short ones and some long ones here. Okay, and of course I kind of, you know, this one here, I made sure to follow the pattern as that of my fabric, because that's how a tie would be, was we follow the pattern. It wouldn't be like all askew or anything like that. So I tried to really make sure I was following the pattern, and the pattern was running the center of the tie. Okay. Okay. There we go. And then you can just place short, long, somewhere in between, put another short one there, put another piece there, vary them, whatever, you know, the options are up to you, right? The only limitation is your imagination. And I think a nice pillow for the couch, or the favorite, you know, the dad's favorite lazy boy chair or something like that would be really kind of cool too. Something special just for them. They deserve it. Okay, and then from here, once you got all the bits of where you want them to go, okay, just pop it underneath your machine. And if you're using ties, I would definitely suggest a walking foot. It's going to be thick trying to get all through the tie as well as your background fabric, okay? And then to finish this off is pretty much the same way you'd finish off any like little taper runner. You could put batting in it, or you can just lay another fabric over top, so around with the right sides together, so around, and then just leave a little pocket, turn it out. You don't have to have it quilted, or you can quilt it and then quilt the top to the batting and do it that way. And then, yeah, there's many different ways you can finish it off. With binding, without binding. Okay. And I just went on one side. I tried to work one side first just because I knew it was easier for me to, or I like to when I sew, is to come down the one side and then pivot at these points. You want to make sure you're pivoting at the points. You don't want to round them or anything like that. You want to make sure you come down and you're pivoting around those points, and then back up the other side. And this is a great way to use colored thread, decorative stitches from your machine. Make it personal. Maybe putting dates on the ties if they were like for a special occasion. You know, on one of the sides, you know, say wedding, or, you know, such a graduation, or baby baptismal, or, you know, something like that would be, you know, something interesting if you had all that knowledge. Was favorite tie, was least favorite tie. Okay. And then just sew it down. And then you just do that for all of them until you get it filled up. And if you're doing like a pillow, you can come in with the ties all the way around from the outside to the inside, as opposed from like as if you were doing a Dresden, it would be from the center circle out sort of thing. Like just reverse it. Just have some fun. Think about it. Think about it for a minute and have some fun with it. Okay. And of course you use a blanket stitch, a straight stitch, a zigzag stitch, a satin stitch, whatever makes you happy to get it all done. Just make sure that edge is folded and you're stitching kind of right next to it. Okay, and then lift up, pivot, down, all the way to the tip. Try and make sure you're kind of give it equal portions as you come into the tip. Those are when you're coming out of the tip for size of where it's stitching from the edge of your fabric. Okay, you kind of want to keep it as consistent as possible. You don't want to like really tight on one side and then really loose on the other. Okay, and then literally in no time at all, you're going to have yourself a really fun, neat project that you've either recycled some ties with it, or you've made your own with a Dresden ruler. Or I'm sure you don't necessarily need the whole ruler to make ties, but just another way to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Make sure that edge is tucked under. And if you're using a print, make sure you're kind of going with the print when you're trying to make it so it does look like a tie. I think something, maybe a bright background with a bunch of blacks and grays and tones of grays on grays and stuff like that would look really nice and very, very masculine, and could be kept out all year round. I put some by the sea fabric on here. I've got obviously dots and musical notes, and I've got goldfish. Oops, I don't know. It's got, or koi fish. Koi fish? No, well, I guess it is a type of goldfish, but yes. Oh, just trying to find my pink cushion. Okay, and then once you get that all filled up with all the ones that you love, you're gonna have something super cool and amazing like that. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully you make something like that, and it could go, I guess, aside of a tote bag, you know, just a tote bag just for them, filled with goodies, you know, just for them. So thank you, everybody. Big hugs to you. Have yourself a fantastic day. Enjoy the weekend. We will see you tomorrow, Saturday at 1 p.m. at our live stream. And have a fantastic day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Big hugs. We'll see you soon.